generating miracles. It doesn't matter what it is, but to really, really be and live and experience at your highest and best, it's important to understand where you're functioning, where you're coming from in your life day to day. And ultimately, your heart is the most potent element in you becoming more magnetic. I take issue with that. I take issue with someone who posts a change your thoughts, change your life, but doesn't pay attention to their thinking. So it matters to me. So I'm going to make sure that you know how to be magnetic AF. Okay, so we're going to focus on the heart. And that requires the understanding and the embracing of your inherent wholeness. Your wholeness as a non-negotiable part of your birthright. Gratitude, joy, love. Wholeness, gratitude, joy, love are all connected to the heart. So I want to spend a little bit of time allowing you to identify and do some deeper self-discovery on where are you actually functioning from, and please do this without judgment. When you ask yourself, well, where am I functioning from on a day-to-day? Am I functioning from my inherent wholeness? Like I was saying before, I need nothing at all, just like this is who I am in my insides, and this is how I spend the hours of my day feeling? Or when I'm honest with myself, am I coming from a not enoughness or a closed, armored heart? And you can have a little bit of both. And I'm going to acknowledge, for me, I've been working on, this makes me emotional, I've been working on my armored heart this year. Because I realize I have, and we're going to talk about your adaptive behavior, so don't worry, we'll look at your shit too. This is like how Tracy therapizes herself. Hold a conference and work your shit out. My adaptive behavior is a hyper independence. Hyper. It affects my marriage. It affects how I lead my team because I got this. And what I've learned is translated to is parts of my heart that I've really closed off and armored. And it was an amazing thing to discover because it's relatively easy to unarmor, right? And then you have different wounds and different things that happen to you. So then the loss of my mother, let me just shut that part of my heart down because that was fucking terrible. And then, becoming a single parent, which no young girl aspires to do. And that was like, well, shut that shit down a little bit. And then add a little sociopathic relationship into that. Okay, well, shut that part down. And some failures in business, and we'll just look love and light, but we'll just armor this thing up really well. And I will be hyper independent because then I'll just keep it all away and I won't have to open that thing and all will be well in my world. Okay? So I share that because we're going to kind of do a little bit of this figuring out for you. Where is your heart closed? What really happened? When did you start closing it? What's going on in terms of your not enoughness or your struggle with your own ability to understand your wholeness? And the reason why this is paramount is because of this. We can't do other work if we're not coming from the most inherently whole, open-hearted, to where it's like you cry thinking about the light of beaming light coming out of your heart, because that is actually where you generate the fastest. You must be open-hearted and whole, and then the rest of it's just like easy, like ridiculously easy, because this is where all of this power comes from.